the heart, the bloodstream, and the architecture of inner influence. Where does the internal devil, Shaitani Anfusi, reside within the human being? And how do the external devils, Shayatini Afaki, enter the body and begin their activity? As mentioned in the prophetic tradition, peace be upon him, the devil clings to the human heart. If one remembers God, it retreats. But if one becomes heedless, it whispers. This prophetic indication establishes the heart as the central seat of inner contestation. This means that the devil is attached to the human heart. When one remembers God, it flees, but when one becomes neglectful, it begins its whisperings. It must be understood that remembrance becomes effective in repelling the devil only when it is sustained, inwardly present, and spiritually attentive, not merely verbal or occasional. Without this depth, the devil's retreat may remain subtle and imperceptible. For this reason, remembrance is prescribed not as an intermittent act, but as a continuous inner discipline shaping awareness itself. Accordingly, the exalted Lord has enjoined abundant and constant remembrance upon the believers in numerous verses of the Quran. Among them, O gathering of believers, remember God, the exalted, the all-majestic, through glorification and sanctification, and keep alive the remembrance of his sacred presence, the most glorious, at every moment of the day and throughout the depths of the night. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also indicated that the external devils, Shayatin Afaki, do not influence from afar alone, but enter the human being through the bloodstream and begin their activity from within. Thus, satanic influence is experienced not as a distant suggestion, but as an internal pressure moving through the very channels of life. It must also be recognized that the devil initiates his work by veiling the heart from remembrance. Glorious is he. Once this light is dimmed, he gradually diverts the self away from the higher moral and divine order that governs human life, an order of justice, restraint, accountability, and right conduct meant to harmonize the individual with the greater good of society, while simultaneously entangling it in fleeting pleasures and sensual cravings. In this way, distraction and desire advance together, reinforcing one another. At first, one may fulfill desires through lawful and permissible means, a stage that often conceals the danger by appearing morally neutral. But the deeper snare of the devil lies in redirecting one's entire focus toward the pursuit of pleasure itself. Once this attachment forms, appetite is cultivated, dependency is normalized, and the individual is drawn, step by step, into hardship and entanglement. Eventually, whether by deliberate choice or by the force of habit, the person is drawn into unlawful consumption and destructive behavior. It is an undeniable truth that the corrupted ego resembles an unchecked appetite rather than a fulfilled need. Like a fire fed without measure, it does not subside, it intensifies. Each indulgence enlarges its demand, each gratification sharpens its hunger, until what once required effort becomes insufficient, and what was once sufficient becomes intolerable. Thus, the ego does not seek fulfillment, but escalation. Also consider this: the means by which a person earns a living are comprised of three fundamental faculties: physical, 2 hands and 2 feet; intellectual, a single mind; and emotional, the heart and its inclinations. When wealth is pursued through ethical and legitimate means, it is typically attained through consistent long-term effort. But when pleasure-seeking dominates and bodily desires take control, the internal balance collapses. How can these limited faculties meet such excessive demands except through illicit income, exploitation, or harm to others? In such a state, the ground is fully prepared for satanic domination. The devil may penetrate any channel of the body and issue his commands now received without resistance. As previously stated, in the processor of such a person's intellect, the ego holds command and the devil supplies the inputs. The entire operating system is directed solely toward the material world and all it contains. Here, the human being no longer acts as a conscious governor, but as a reactive instrument. In such a condition, the designated devil receives a promotion in rank and provision, a matter that will be explored further in the discussions to come. But for those who have been graced with spiritual clarity through God consciousness and constant remembrance of God, the entire hierarchy of influence is reversed. That is, in the processor of such a person's intellect, the spirit assumes rightful command, the ego is held in balance, and the devil is reduced to distant whispers devoid of authority. Their inner gaze perceives the one creator in all things and every domain, recognizing his majesty inscribed across the tapestry of existence. Such a person neither commits oppression nor enables injustice, but serves the human family with sincerity, humility, and moral clarity. They understand that the pleasure of their one Lord is inseparable from the dignity, welfare, and upliftment of his creation. As for such individuals, the devils assigned to them are gradually dismissed, one after another, and their provision, that is, the devil's own allowance, is divinely curtailed as a disciplinary measure. Having clarified the seat of influence, the mode of entry, and the conditions under which authority is gained or lost, the next chapters will examine how these forces are assigned, intensified, weakened, or dismissed, and by what precise spiritual laws this unseen economy operates.